What's good, everybody? It's Pokemon430 here, and welcome to my very first Pokemon Nuzlocke video. Not just any type of Nuzlocke, a randomized Nuzlocke. I'm basically casual when it comes to completing any type of Nuzlocke at all, so I'm gonna follow these rule sets right here. Comment down below if you think I can win or not. This may take me multiple tries, but hey, it's Pokemon Firered, one of my favorite games of all time. How hard can this truly be? Hit the like and subscribe button, and let's see. Also, make sure to check out my YouTube shorts, as I upload one every day except on Thursdays. Okay, now let's get to the video. The first attempt could not have got off to a better start, as my choices were either Mewtwo, Surskit, or Dragonite as my starter, but I had to let the Wheel of Fate decide which starter I shall take. Alright, time to spin to win. Mewtwo, Surskit, or Dragonite. Let's go, let's go. Who am I gonna get? Who am I gonna get? Oh fuck. Oh no, oh my god, no shot. Okay, oh my goodness, if that happened, I swear to god, if that went on the Surskit, I'll be done. Although I got lucky with the wheel and landed on Mewtwo, my rival had chosen Dragonite as his starter. And I know later on that Dragonite's going to be tough to defeat, so it's crucial to obtain some new members now before I take out my rival again. My Route 1 account is actually a Rhyhorn, which immediately went down to 1 confusion. Thanks, Mewtwo. However, on Route 22, I was able to capture a Weepinbell and name it Manny. What's the correlation between a Weepinbell and someone named Manny? Honestly, I have no idea. I just make them up as I go along. With my Mewtwo and Manny in hand, I decided to test my luck and try out the optional rival fight down in Route 22. And honestly, doing that was a major mistake. Although my rival sent out Meowth first and I was easily beatable, the main problem was still his Dragonite. Not only did my rival's Dragonite paralyze me almost immediately, but it also kept spamming Twister, which caused me to get flinched with Mewtwo, forced me to switch out to Manny to try to save this attempt. But sadly, that didn't work out too well, and once Manny was defeated, so was Mewtwo. Attempt number 1 really ended thanks to some poor luck and a spamming Dragonite. Unlucky. Well, yeah, that sucked. I guess attempt number 2. How the hell did I lose immediately with the Mewtwo? That's kind of embarrassing. Attempt number 2 wasn't actually that bad, as I had the choices between either Zumarill, Goldeen, or a Flaming Chicken as my starter, but now I gotta let the wheel decide. And the winner is... who will get to be my attempt number 2? Meh. Although I really wanted the Flaming Chicken as my starter, the wheel decided on Zumarill instead. Honestly, better than Goldeen, although I still was a little disappointed. I named her Melina, a shout out to all my Tartars out there. And so far, I gotta say, Zumarill doesn't seem that bad actually. And my Route 1 account was actually fantastic, as my first encounter was a Tentacool. And sadly, on Route 22, I accidentally killed a Tyrogue, but honestly, I'm not here for the Tyrogue. I'm here for revenge on my rival for ending attempt 1. I think my Zumarill Tentacool can handle whatever he has, so let's go. I thought they were ready for the fight, and sadly, I was sorely mistaken. This Tentacool honestly ended attempt number 2 all on its own. Not only did it miss Supersonics, but I needed just to hit 1 in order to try to live. It fell to the red almost immediately thanks to Hitmonchan's Comet Punch, forcing me to switch on to Zumarill, which got hit by a critical revenge, ending my run right then and there. If Tentacool hit at least 1 Supersonic, at least 1, I think I would have won this fight. But nope, attempt number 2 ends thanks to unlucky misses. Can anyone do anything right? I mean, my god, how many misses are you gonna get? Tentacool? Wow. Attempt number 3! Attempt number 3 gave me the option of using either Explosion, a Plusle, or a Celebi. Yay, attempt number 3. Who am I gonna get? 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 Attempt number 4! Yay! Wow. Wow, okay. Well, I just go to attempt number 4 then. You could do it, buddy. I believe. Oh no. Oh, the game finally decided to give me a break, as my choices were either a bunch of magnets, a giant bug, or Manny from Ice Age. So let's see what I got. Spin again. Okay. Magnetite it is. I decided to be smart for once and ditch the Gary fight. In round 2, I captured a Nikita, but my very first trainer battle in Viridian Forest went like this. Where did this come from? It's a why do you have this? Why do you have this Groudon? Bug Boy? Who has a fucking Groudon in Viridian Forest? Is it a stupid Groudon? It better be. Oh my god, please have nothing but scary faces and, I don't know, ground move. Like, seriously, this Groudon... Oh my god, one shot? Really? And, okay. I think that's where... Yep. Attempt number 5. Attempt number 5. Actually, I forgot to show the wheel this time, but luckily I landed on the only thing that was actually usable in the selection, which was Swampert. So honestly, not bad. I also caught a Lily, and I named it Biohazard, because I accidentally forgot how to spell Biolante. Yeah, I'm honestly not good with grammar sometimes. It sucks. And in Viridian Forest, I was able to capture Kabutops. So far, this attempt hasn't been bad. Maybe I could get to Brock and actually win for once? We'll see. But for now, I need to level up and grind a little, because so far this team is way underprepared for Brock. And if I wanted to win, I would need everyone ready to go. So let's go. Oh my god, finally. After the 5th attempt, I finally got to Brock. But, if you noticed, yeah, I only have Zoro left to actually fight him with. So what happened? Well, first off, Lily died. It literally was fodder for Moltres that I found from a trainer battle. So, its death was not in vain. It saved the run. But you may notice, Swampert's not here either. Well, that's because it overleveled. It's level 16. And in a Nuzlocke, you can't go over the above gym level, which in this case for Brock, it's 14. So I'm going to do this, hopefully, complete Brock by only just using one Pokemon. So, here goes nothing. Although I could have used Swampert in this fight thanks to me over-leveling it, I was still fairly confident that I could take down Brock with just my Kabutops. But then my hopes and dreams were immediately crushed thanks to his ace, Gligar. Once his Gligar showed up, the fight was basically over. On the first turn, Gligar used Poison Sting, which immediately poisoned my Kabutops, meaning I was on a time limit to try to kill this thing. But sadly, my Kabutops didn't have any good moves to actually kill this thing, which meant attempt number 5 ended on Brock. You know who would have been good for this fight if I didn't overlevel it? My Swampert. Unlucky. I really lost because I overleveled my Swampert. That sucks. Attempt number 6. Attempt number 6 also blessed me with good starters, as I had the choice between Giant Bat, Skull Kid, or Polyswag. Honestly, I'm down for the Crobat though. Okay, attempt number 6. What is it? Oh. Wow, what? Although at first I was pretty disappointed that I got the Poliwag, it actually came out to be the best thing available. As I had Hypnosis, I was able to easily capture my first Pokemon, a Marowak. On the route before the optional rival fight, I was able to find my next encounter, a big Flygon, and legit, I only had one Pokeball in a dream, and that's all I needed to capture it. Ooh, that was close. Next, on the route before the Viridian Forest, I was able to find myself a Delcatty. A pretty useful Pokemon, not gonna lie. With my band of mystery Pokemons ready to go, it was finally time to take on the first gym badge, Brock. And Brock actually had some Rock-type Pokemon? That's weird, the randomizer didn't work for this part I guess. But anyway, his Geodude went down easily, and next up was a Relicanth, which also went down pretty easily. First gym down, only 7 more to go. It took 6 attempts, but I finally made it past Brock. You know, this seems pretty good. I hope it goes far, but we'll see. Oh my god, now I probably jinx it. Watch. Oh no. Hey, wait a minute. Is the Magikarp randomized? Did I do that right? Is it technically randomized? It's actually a Magikarp. Whisper, what the heck? You're not a Magikarp. You know what? Well, I call you Magikarp anyway. That's funny. A fucking Whisper? Okay, fine. Whatever. I'll take it. I literally took one step into Mount Moon and I was encountered with a Nose Pass. A pretty good Pokemon, but I wish this was Gen 4. I absolutely love Promo Pass. Unlucky crit. Rest in peace, Magikarp. I hardly knew you. Although my Magikarp was taken away from me far too soon, I was able to replace it pretty easily with the Nuzleaf, another good Pokemon for the team. Before taking on Misty, I thought it would be smart to take out my rival first just to get the XP, and that was a huge mistake, as my rival immediately sends out a Groudon. Like, cool, thanks. Thanks. I honestly had no idea what to do against this Pokemon. Most of my Pokemon are very weak against Groudon, and Poliwag can't do anything because of this drought, which would make water type moves useless. And the only thing I can hope for is maybe Dilkay to hypnosis it, but that could easily get taken down next to Groudon. So I really had no option. Something had to go here. And sadly, I had decided to sacrifice Poliwag to the Groudon. Sorry, Poliwag. You weren't going to be really useful in this fight anyway, so I just had to have one sacrifice, and you had to be the only one. I just couldn't let Poliwag's death be in vain, as even though it took a while, and I mean a while, I was able to finally send out my Flygon and take down the Groudon. This fight is super annoying, and this is my rival's first Pokemon. I can't wait to see what's next. With the Groudon defeated, my rival sent out a "Are you kidding me?" a frickin' Salamence. Oh my god, this game hates me. Why? Why with the first the Groudon, then the Salamence? Why? I was fully ready and prepared to have this run end. I was already making attempt number 7 as I was doing this. But luckily, I thought, hey, wait a minute. This is flying type, right? Maybe I can use Nose Pass to come in clutch. And thanks to a few rock throws, I was able to take down this Salamence. Squidward being the MVP, I am shocked. Next up, my rival sent out his Meryl, and just a few double slaps from Delcatty was all I needed to take it down. One more Pokemon to go. Oh my god, I can maybe do this. Last for my rival was his starter, and the Duskull was easily defeated thanks to my Mega Nulon's Fate Attack. How did I win this fight? I will never know, but I'm not complaining. We can keep going. We are here today to send one of our troopers to Wyoming. Poliwag, you will be missed. You know what's one good way to replace your good Pokemon? Replace it with another good Pokemon. That's right, I was able to encounter a Crobat and finally capture it. Wow, I'm actually getting lucky with my encounters so far. You know, I think Bill's a fan of the movie The Fly, because I have no idea why would you want to do this. After finally escaping Bill's House of Horrors, it was finally time to take on the second gym leader and get my second gym badge. Gary's Raticate was no match for my Squidward, and the Ursaring was actually pretty easy to take down with Mega Nulon. So now I was able to acquire my second gym badge, which means I only have 6 more to go. In the grass where the daycare center is, I was able to find my next encounter, a familiar friend. Magnets! Oh my god, see, Duskull and Magnets are following me everywhere. I can't escape them. After getting an old rod from this weird fishing guru, I was able to fish and I caught a metapod. Who cares? Also, I forgot to get my encounter above Vermilion City in that route, so I was able to fish and capture a Swalot. Yeah, I nearly forgot about that, oh my god. But when I went through a rock tunnel, I was able to find myself a Machop. Isn't that normal in rock tunnel? I mean, I thought there were Machop here anyway, so okay. But little did I know that actually entering rock tunnel was going to be a huge mistake. I literally just caught a Machop and tried to run away, trying to get out of Digltt's cave, and now I have to freaking face, this is the Dugtrio, right? A Starmie, no shot, can I escape? Oh, thank you. No, Squidward died. Squidward. You know what? Wait a minute. Does this count as a new area? Can I fish in here and get a Pokemon? Does this count? Oh my god, does it actually count? Are you fucking kidding me? It's a damn Shuckle. Okay. Why would I want a Shuckle? But finally on board the SS and it was finally time to take out my rival. If I had to see one more Groudon or Salamence again, I would legit lose my mind. But luckily, my rival starts off with something a little bit less intimidating, a Beldum, which it didn't take too long before I was able to easily take it down. Next up, my rival sent out a Feraligatr. Okay, seriously, what's with my rival having all these good Pokemon? Why can't I have that? Next up, my rival sent out his Muck, which for some reason kept going for Minimize, which, yeah, that'd be really bad, but my Mega Nuzlocke has Fate Attack, which never misses, so that was a really weird fight, not gonna lie. And last with my rival starter, Duskull, which could have been easily defeated by Mega Nuzlocke, but I was terrified that it might go over the level requirement for Surge, so I just sent out Delcat to take it down, and that was it for my rival. Two crits in a row from a Fury Swipe. Wow, what are the odds? Thanks. Yeah. Thanks, Ursaring. I lost my hidden leaf of the village, but now it's time to take on Surge. It is not so electric type Pokemon. And yeah, if you notice that Nuzleaf is still there, don't pay attention to it. I don't want to use Cut on any other Pokemon. So he's technically there, but he's not really. He'll get replaced after the battle. Don't worry. Don't you worry. If you're gonna yell in the comments, do not yell. Or if you want to. I don't really care. Yell if you want to. But Coco, you may ask, why am I talking about this fight? Well, this fight was a super joke. I mean, this was the easiest gym battle I've had so far. Surge did not put up any fight. Actually, his trainers actually put up a more fight. One of them knocked out Leaf. The other ones didn't do anything. So how are the trainers more hard than the gym leader? I do not get this randomizer. It is so funny sometimes. The only real Pokemon Surge had was attempt number 5's MVP Kabutops, and it only took 2 Thunder Shocks to take it down, and it just kept scratching me. I mean, should it have Mud Shot? Actually, wait, no, Magnemite has Levitate, right? So it didn't really matter. I was able to easily win and get my 3rd gym badge. Nice try, Surge. It just wasn't enough. After sending Leaf to his retirement home in Wyoming, I was able to find my next encounter, a Duskull. I feel like Duskull has literally followed me throughout this entire playthrough, and it's kind of funny, but now I finally get to capture it and name it Skull Kid. Hey, another member to the party. Sorry, Leaf. But before heading into the rock tunnel, I was able to get my next encounter, an Espeon. Ooh, you know, I never used an Espeon since Pokemon Coliseum, so this should be fun to use if I can level it up. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Back when I used to play this game as a kid, I used to hate going into the rock tunnel. I was afraid of the dark as a kid, so going in here would always terrify me. But going into a rock tunnel, I was able to find my next encounter, and Altaria. Ooh, this is gonna be really useful now. Since level 17, I can immediately add it to my party, no matter what happens in rock tunnel. How does this keep happening to me? I'm actually genuinely curious. How does this keep happening to me? The Politoed... Well, how did it kill me with a crit water gun? This is a problem. This is a problem. I really can't switch in anything. Mega Nuzlocke, maybe? Don't do damage. Oh, never mind. It was weak. Oh, Fossilon. Easy rock tunnel. I'm free! I'm free from rock tunnel! Yay! That was annoying. I think I'm free? Yeah, I'm free. Anyway, let's keep going. Oh my god, I finally made it out. The sun. It burns. And for my next encounter, I can't believe I got super lucky and found a Bagon right in the middle of this road. But, unfortunately, Delcandy used the strongest double step I've ever seen, knocking down that Bagon. Thanks, Delcandy. Another pseudo-legendary I can't use. Unfortunate. So, since Magikarp is different, Eevee should be different, right? I'm assuming so. Diglett. I am in a bit of a pickle. Because I think the level cap for the 4th gym is 29. And Flygon and Crobat are pretty close to the level cap. But Delcandy, Duskull, and Altaria seem to be good. You know what? I might just farm a little in the Rocket Hideout just to make them all at least level 26. Let's just see what happens.
A few moments later.
Going to the Rocket Hideout was a mistake. Why? Just why? Just why? I hate Reggie so much in this stupid game. I swear, I just kept using Duskull, waiting for it to do it. I knew it was gonna use Explosion. And it kept throwing rock throws at me. I was like, I have to change or else I'm gonna die. And... yeah. Pain. Pain. And more pain. If I had to see one more Reggie in this stupid game, I'm literally gonna lose my mind. But now I have to take on Giovanni, and I'm pretty mad. So hopefully his team's easy so I can just bully him and get this over with. Even though Giovanni started with an Electrode, I luckily had Diglett, and he couldn't even kill an Electrode with Magnitude 8. Wow, Magnitude's a really bad move. Luckily I had Delcandy, and she was easily able to defeat the Electrode, but man, Magnitude 8 didn't kill it? I'm shocked. Next up was Grass Hater Wishcash, and all I needed was one Needle Arm to take it down. Okay, maybe not a one shot. Maybe 2? Nope, 3. Okay, what's with Bella being so weak? Wishcash is quad weak to grass. How did it take 3 shots? Uh-oh. And for Giovanni's last Pokemon, it was a Ghastly. Yeah, this was pretty much easy. I'm still shocked that the Wishcash took 3 hits to take down. Like, really? Quad damage is nothing in this game? You know, Giovanni was a pretty easy fight, I'm not gonna lie. But, yeah. Why are you here? Oh, I got so lucky, but yeah. Florence, or Florid for some reason, I always spelled it. Florence is dead. Bella and Mega Nuzlocke are all of them over leveled. I can't use them. So now it's up to Brock, Diglett, Skull Kid, Sky Chicks, and Pepito to win with the Trash Man. Yeah, this might be run number 7, but you know, hey, here's praying. Even though this took a very long time, I was finally able to get the level requirements for every single one of my Pokemon and finally take out Erica. Erica leaves off with not a grass type, but actually Spoink. And yeah, Spoink was pretty easy to defeat. Even though if it were a Grumpig, that'd be a different story. But since it's a Spoink, then I can manage. Next up, Erica sent down her beefy Wilbur, but luckily I had Trash Man ready to go, and just a few toxic stalls later, I was able to take it down. Only a few more to go till I get my 4th gym badge. And last, Erica sent out her Abra. Well, okay, I'll take the free win though. I mean, oh no, an Abra. Crit hit, take it down, easy victory. Defeating Erica was actually pretty easy, but now since I had my full team together, I was ready to take out my rival in the Pokemon Tower, and oh no, this fight was annoying, and you'll see why. And no, even though Calcutta is very terrifying, that wasn't the reason why this fight was annoying. And sadly, neither was the Magmar, as I took out Meganulon and easily defeated it. Nope, you know what the most annoying thing about this fight was? My rival had a freaking Registeel. Another Reggie. Again, how many Reggies have I seen during this one video? Too many. Too many Reggies. I am sick of seeing Reggies. So basically, in the short term, something had to die. And I had the choice either Trash Man, Machoke, Meganulon, Dilcandy, Espeon, or Arteria. Which it thinks is not like the other, I wonder. Sadly, Machoke had to go. And I knew that explosion was coming, and this was an easy fight. Stupid Gary. Why did he have a freaking Registeel? Again, what's with the Reggies? With Machoke gone, it was now only left to 2 Pokemon, and next up, my rival sent out his Sceptile. Sceptile should be oh, it has Pursuit. Oh no. I need to switch out fast in order to keep Espeon alive. Oh my god, why did it have Pursuit? But who needs to switch out when you can use 2 Confusions and take it down easily? Nice work, Espeon. And last up was my rival starter, Dusclops, and yeah, the Dusclops. Pretty easy fight, not gonna lie, besides the Reggie that should not be named. And now I can look at the Pokemon Tower and see my next encounter. Losing my Machoke was pretty bad, but you know what's not pretty bad? Finding a Tyranitar all the way here in the Pokemon Tower. How did he even get here in the first place? I'll never know. Sadly, I can't use a Tyranitar yet, as it's only level 13. I need to grind and level it out first before I can use it on my team. But for now, let's keep going and see what else is here. After receiving the Pokemon Flute from Mr. Fuji, I was able to wake up the sleeping Snorlax and see what it was, and it was, C-Dot. Which it turns out was actually Species Clause, as I had poured Leaf beforehand, so I could actually capture another Pokemon around this area, so I get one more chance to find my next encounter, which I actually forgot to record. But on Route 12, I captured myself a Wartortle. But I finally made it to Silphco, and my plan for this whole area was to avoid as many rocket fights as possible. I didn't want to overlevel for Sabrina, and if I overleveled these 6 Pokemon, I probably would have lost the attempt. So now I just had to rush to fight my rival and end Giovanni, once and for all. Before doing that, I need to take care of my rival, and he first sends out a Linoone. but I easily took care of the Linoon, thanks to Mega Nuzlocke. One Pokemon down, a few more to go. Next up, my rival sent out Stantler. Now I was a little bit worried about this Pokemon, but I really should have just went into Dusclops to take it down easily. But it kept hitting itself with takedowns and recoils, and I was able to easily take it down. So far, Mega Nuzlocke is carrying this team. Let's see how far it can really go. Mega Nuzlocke wasn't there for too long though, as next up was Eevee. I decided to switch into Altaria just to see how much XP it would get, and yeah, not much since the Eevee. Pretty easy fight so far. Let's keep it going. Okay, I honestly thought this was Gary's last Pokemon as he sent out his starter, Duskull. And yeah, since it's not Dusclops yet, it was pretty easy to fight. Even though Duskull was tanky, it just wasn't enough, and eventually it went down. Only one more to go. And my rival sent out his Dusclops? Hey, wait a minute. You can't use both of the same species. Hey, wait a minute. This is cheating. Nuzlocke cheater. I decided to show the cheater no mercy, and I sent out my Mega Nuzlocke to teach it a lesson. And this would actually turn out to be a mistake, as I thought I could kill it. Even though it laid a curse on me, I thought I could kill this Dusclops pretty easily. Turns out that was not the case. As I hit one crunch and it survived on 1 HP, killing me. Oh my god, my Mega Nuzlocke was just wasted because I got greedy, thinking I could just kill it with just one crunch. Yeah, this is pretty annoying actually. I just had my Espeon take care of the rest, and my rival was defeated. Now I just gotta take down Giovanni and all this will be done with. The scientist actually wanted to give me a Pokemon as a gift for saving them, even though I didn't really save them yet, but they decided to give me a Pokemon just for the trouble, and they gave me a Weezing. I don't know about you guys, but something tells me that Weezing does not even look like a Lapras, so I have no idea. But never mind what a confident Lapras look like, it's time to take down Giovanni and end this charade once and for all. Giovanni starts off strong as he sends out his Tentacruel. I'm not gonna lie, this Tentacruel was formidable, but with enough Rock Slides, I was able to take it down. Next up, Giovanni sent out his team mascot, Togepi, and yeah, it's a Togepi. Bye, Togepi. Even though I'm getting close to the level cap, I'm still pushing through, and next up, Giovanni sends out an Arbok. And ooh, with Intimidate, this is going to make using Earthquake and Rock Slide do less damage than it originally should. And it shows, as using Rock Slide just brings Arbok to 1 HP. But, if you remember, I got Sandstorm. Later, Arbok. Last for Giovanni was a Nidoran male. Now this Nidoran male was, yeah, a joke. It kept spamming Flounder for some reason, trying to confuse me, hoping I would just get hit. But just with one pursuit, I was able to defeat the Nidoran and end Giovanni's reign of terror. Really, a Nidoran male last? Why? I saved the old man and his team, and what I get for it? A Master Ball. Hopefully I can use it on something good, and maybe not like a Ditto or something. Please not a Ditto. After I defeated Giovanni, before I could face Sabrina, I wanted to take on the Karate Master to see which two Pokemon I could get as my next encounter. The Karate Master first sends out Jigglypuff, which is no match for my Tyranitar. But the Karate Master isn't done yet, as he next sends out his Sceptile, a pretty dangerous Pokemon to my team. If I'm not careful, this thing could literally wipe out my entire team. But one way to not wipe out my entire team is just spamming agilities over and over again. Give me a free win and an easy battle. Yeah, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I had a brain fart here, a very massive brain fart, because I didn't realize that I captured a Metapod all the way back. This should not have counted as a spin. I should have just picked the other Pokemon. But being blessed with 2 Metapods actually might save this run, as next up was Sabrina, the ultimate test before everything becomes fully evolutionized. Going into this fight, I had one plan. Just use Tyranitar and see how far I can go. And yeah, Sabrina, I'm not gonna lie, was really easy. She stood no chance against my Tyranitar. Even though it was almost at the border of not being able to use, I think the level cap for this was 42, and it was at 41, meaning I could use it. It was fair game. And it was basically an easy fight. I mean, what else did I say? Watch the sweep. Just watch the sweep. And with Sharpedo taken down, it was finally time to get my 5th gym badge. Only 3 more to go. After defeating Sabrina, I decided to head to Fuchsia City and go into the Safari Zone. With so many different Pokemon available, surely there should be one good Pokemon here, right? Oh. And Aridos. Aridos isn't even that good. How did I not catch it? After giving back some gold teeth to an old man, he decided to give me the HF for strength, and then I decided to fish in his little pond. There, I was able to find my next encounter, which was Meganium, a pretty good bulky Pokemon that will be massively helpful as a grass type, and since I don't really have enough grass types on my team to be honest. And I decided to name my Meganium Dandelion. If you know, you know.
A dandelion must be the last one this season.
But now it was time to take on the Fuchsia City gym leader, Koga, and his not so poison Pokemon. Koga sends out first his Electabuzz, but luckily thanks to a crit Sludge Bomb, I was able to easily take it out. But Koga's next Pokemon was going to be tough as he sent out Sharpedo. Luckily, I had a plan just for the occasion. I was hoping that Swallow would survive the next attack, and luckily it did, which meant I could go for Toxic and just stall it out. The Sharpedo though was not going down without a fight, as Koga kept spamming his Hyper Potions, praying that it would survive. But praying to Arceus wasn't enough. I was able to take down his Sharpedo and leave 2 of his Pokemon remaining. However, the hits keep coming, and Koga's next Pokemon was a freaking Gyarados. But luckily, I had just the right idea for this situation. Yeah, to be honest with you, Gyarados really isn't that good. I mean, it's a Tyranitar, but Gyarados really isn't that good. And the rest of the fight was pretty easy too. Tyranitar is just too good for this battle. I mean, even though Koga's ace was actually a Crobat, it still wasn't enough to beat Tyranitar, with just one Rock Slide taking it down. And with that, I was able to get my 6th Pokemon badge. Just 2 more to go. After defeating Koga, I decided to use Surf to swim around and see what next encounter I could get. For some reason, I found this weird drowning Camerupt, so I decided to save it, and I got myself a Camerupt. Also, back in the day when I was a kid, I always thought Camerupt was a cow for some reason. Even though, yeah, it's not a cow. Don't ask why I thought it was a cow. I just thought it looked like one. After heading into the next route, I was able to find myself a Lapras. Finally, not a Weezing, an actual Lapras. As I was speeding through the Lapras fight, just trying to capture it, I kept thinking to myself, did I even get an encounter where all those bikers were? So I sat and fast forwarded through, I think literally 4 hours of footage, and I found no trace of me actually capturing any Pokemon at round 17. I beat up a lot of bikers, but no Pokemon encounter. So I just went back up and tried to see what encounter I would get. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of freaked out because I thought it had teleport as a level 20 Mew. I didn't know what type of moves it had, but I just had one Master Ball in a dream, and I immediately caught it, and I captured myself a Mew. This thing is gonna come in handy if I can make it to the Elite Four. Oh my god. I decided to use my Super Rod to Pallet Town, as that technically counts as an encounter, and I saved this random bear from drowning. Once I got to Cinnabar Island, I immediately headed into the Pokemon Mansion to find my next encounter. I decided to use some repels to actually find the key first, and then find my Pokemon. I have found a Soothbell here, so I must find a good Pokemon here, hopefully. Once the repel wore off, it was finally time to get my encounter, and man, was it an encounter. A frickin' Rayquaza. This can honestly make or break my team. I had to capture this thing no matter the cost. And yeah, there were a lot of costs. And when I put it to sleep, I did something very, very, very stupid. I got greedy here. And I did not catch this Rayquaza. How many Pokemon do you think died because I didn't catch this Rayquaza? Trashman died, Skull Kid died, and then Bella died. I lost nearly half of my team because I got greedy and wanted to try to capture this Rayquaza. I put it to sleep, it was on yellow health. I thought, hey, I could catch it with a few Ultra Balls. But no. I got greedy and nearly ended my run because I wanted to capture this one Rayquaza. Even though I could have used a Master Ball, but I used the Master Ball on Mew. So, yeah, this sucks. I need new Pokemon before playing. Great. After many, many hours of grinding, I finally added Blastoise, Meganium, and Mew to the party. And it was time to take on Blade and take on his fake Fire-type Pokemon. And thanks to it being a Slime King, I was able to set up multiple Dragon Dances on Slime King and see how far I could go with just an overpowered Altaria. The Dragon Dance and Peg Dream would sadly end on Coolfish though, as I was terrified it might have the ability Poison Point. So I just switched into my new Meganium and that was it. The 7th gym badge down and there was only one gym leader left before I could take on the Pokemon League. So let's see who that was. Now this is honestly a surprise. I didn't expect to see Giovanni at all after I defeated him at Silphco, but he's the final gym leader before I can take on the Pokemon League, so he must go down for the final time. Giovanni starts out the battle by taking out his Cacturne, which I use Altaria just to peck it to death with. Next up, Giovanni sent out his Golem, which was no match for my Blastoise. Next up, Giovanni sent out his Pidgeot. Now this Pidgeot at first was pretty annoying to take down as Giovanni kept spamming Hyper Potions to try to keep it alive, but with enough serves, I was able to take it down with my Blastoise. Yeah, Giovanni's next Pokemon was a Elomise, and hey, I'm not gonna complain, a free KO is a free KO. But it was time for Giovanni to finally reveal his ace, an Espeon. Luckily I had my Tyranitar ready to go beforehand, so it was just a matter of time before I took Giovanni down and was able to claim my 8th gym badge. Now I can take on the Elite Four. Oh my god. However, there is still one more obstacle in my way, my rival, and this time I came prepared. Well, I sort of came prepared. As you may have noticed, that is not Meganium. Yeah, let's just say before Giovanni, one of the trainers actually had a Registeel that may or may not have got a critical explosion on my poor Meganium. So, this is why Camerup's here instead. Yeah, that's annoying. Even though losing Meganium did stink, the rest of the team was still very good. So luckily I was able to carry this team with just Tyranitar and just let it do all the work. Starmie couldn't escape Bowser's wrath, as now it was time to just use one crunch to take it down. Man, I'm not gonna lie, I thought Starmie was bulkier than this. Obviously Tyranitar is a pseudo-legendary, but I thought Starmie would just survive on 1 HP, but hey, I'll take the KO if it means I don't have to suffer through Starmie again. Next up was a Lantern, and for some reason it didn't have any water moves, just electric moves, and that was enough for me to take it down. However, my rival sent out Polytone, and it was pretty terrifying at first, but once I sent out Espeon, it was pretty much an easy battle. Next up was my rival's starter, but one crunch was able to take it down. And the game decided to troll me by showing him a champ. Oh, rest in peace, Machoke. That stupid Registeel will not get you this time, as my Mew used 1 Psychic to take it down, and that was it. And last up, my rival had a Houndoom, which at first looked intimidating, but just 1 Agent Power was all I needed to defeat my rival and head to the victory road, and soon enough, the Elite Four. When I finally got to the Elite Four, I finally got my last encounter, and that last encounter was a Wooper. You know, honestly, I was almost debating on whether I should level this up and switch it with my Blastoise, but I thought, you know, I haven't used Blastoise in a while. The last time I actually used Blastoise was when I played Pokemon Blue, and that was a while ago. So you know what? I'm gonna keep it. Although I love Quagsire and it helped me out in a lot of playthroughs of Pokemon Diamond, I just can't use it. So I'm gonna grind for a little bit to see how far I could go into the Elite Four. Let's get started. After many hours of grinding, I think I've finally reached the limit of how far I can take my Pokemon before I reach the level cap. So I got my Blastoise, Espeon, Altaria, Mew, Kebra, and Tyranitar all ready to go. So hopefully it should be good, and the Elite Four is going to be terrifying plus the champion. I don't know if I can win, but if I can make it at least as far as Lance, I'll be happy. Honestly, I'll be happy. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, Lorelei was kind of a joke. She was very easy, and I didn't expect it to be that easy, but Tyranitar did most of the work with Mew, so, I mean, watch what happens, honestly. Just watch what happens. After Lorelei was such a pushover, it was finally time to get down to business and take on Bruno and his randomized team. He starts off heavy by sending out his Nidoqueen, but luckily I started off with my Blastoise, and setting up a Rain Dance meant I could one-shot it using Surf. Next on the chopping block was his Grand Bolt. Although it got an Intimidate on me, Surf is a special attacking move, so yeah. Bye-bye, Grand Bolt. 2 down, 3 more to go, and next was Aggron, and oh my god, an Aggron, what's gonna happen here? Will I use Surf? Yeah, I'm gonna use Surf. Easy takedown. Next up was Wailord. I decided this time to use Espeon to try to make it have some XP going into the next few Final Four fight, and Wailord was taken down. And last but not least was an actual fighting type Pokemon. Oh my god! Wow! And it went down immediately. 2 Elite Four members down, only 2 more to go before I become champion. So far, these Elite Four members have been pretty easy. I wonder what Agatha's gonna have next, and oh my god, it's a frickin' Zapdos. Oh no. But luckily I started out with Mew against the Zapdos, so only 2 Psychics, and it was already taken down. Next up was Mirror Beast Ludicolo, and yeah, poor Ludicolo, it never had a chance. Next up was attempt number 5 starter, Magnets. It came back to me, oh my god, but it sadly had to go away as I had to defeat the Elite Four. Sorry Magnets, but you're in my way. Agatha actually made a smart play here, as although my Mew one-shot this Mischievous, it actually used Grudge, which made it remove all of my Psychic PP, which kinda sucks because I might need that later on. Like right now in this instance, I could have used Psychic and one-shot this Flaming Chicken. But instead I played the stall game with Tyranitar and I easily won the fight. One more battle to go. We nearly made it to the end of our Nuzlocke and one more challenger awaits. It's Lance. And Lance first starts off with this Slowking, but for Lance, I decided to start off with Tyranitar, and it wiped the floor with the Slowking and a free KO. 2 down immediately, thanks Tyranitar. Next up was the Explosion Master itself, Fortress, but luckily I was able to one-shot him with an Earthquake before I could do any real damage to my Pokemon. And again, I'm just getting really lucky with these Tyranitar moves, as next up is Raichu, which easily goes down to just 1 Earthquake. And finally, we got to Lance's ace, Altaria. I believe Altaria has Dragon Dance, so I'm terrified what it can do, and what the hell? Yeah, that was fucking weird. The Altaria just killed itself, I guess, give me a free win. But so far, so good. Now I just gotta defeat my rival, and that's it. Oh my god. After making the Elite Four seem like a joke, it was finally time to end this Nuzlocke with me and my rival. This is it. Me and Gligar. If I can defeat my rival, I can become Pokemon Champion. And if my rival beats me, I have to start this thing all over again. So losing is not an option. My rival starts off with the Slowking as I start off with my poor Camera. I immediately switch into my Tyranitar so I can handle business and take down his first Pokemon. My rival is playing no games as next he sent out his own Tyranitar. But luckily I had one more Earthquake in a dream and that's all it took to take down his Tyranitar. If that Earthquake didn't knock out his Tyranitar, I don't think I would have won this fight honestly, as it would have taken down my Tyranitar and left me with a major hole in my battle. However, my first obstacle in the battle will arise when my rival sent out his Cradily. Now this Cradily was tough. This Cradily kept spamming Confuse Ray and Amnesia, and every time I tried to attack it, I would hurt myself in confusion. So not only did it spam Amnesia to power up its special defense, but it kept using Ancient Power, and it got 2 Omni Boosts. So I thought, oh my god, this is it, this is the run, I'm going to die to a stupid Cradily. And to make matters worse, it used Ingrade, so now not only do I not do enough damage, but it keeps healing back that damage I do. So I have to either get a lucky critical, or somehow beat this thing, and not lose any Pokemon. Yeah, this might be impossible. The Cradily survived on literally, and I mean literally 1 HP. I was so devastated, I thought this is it. This is the end of attempt number 6, and probably the end of the video because I was not going to try this again. I was honestly done. But I had an ace up my sleeve. In one of the most unexpected Pokemon ever. Holy shit. I did not expect that at all. Okay, for context, Grace, my camera up was not very good in this Elite Four or Pokemon Champion fight at all. But for some reason, I thought, you know what, I'm going to risk it and try to switch her out to try to get an Earthquake on. And I did. I actually defeated that Cradily, who had 2 Omni Boosts, by the way. 2. And Camera was able to defeat him. Thank you, Camera. You were actually the savior of this run. You did one thing, but that one thing saved this entire thing. But sadly, my Camera would not last long, as the Crobat took it down after it missed his first air cutter. Honestly, thank you, Camera. Even though you did one thing like I said, that was the most important thing, because you saved the Nuzlocke. Thank you. Thanks to the heroic efforts of my Camerupt, I was able to safely switch in Espeon to take down the Crobat, and next up was my rival starter, the Dusclops. Unfortunately, the Dusclops would hit a mean look on me, meaning I couldn't escape. And although I couldn't use any items during this battle, my rival did, and he kept using full restores to keep his Dusclops alive, while my Espeon slowly died to the Sandstorm. Goodbye, Espeon. You were a trooper. But before I went into the final battle with my rival, I noticed I had one more ether to use on any Pokemon that I wanted, just in case I ran out of PP. And I decided to use it on my Mew for Psychic, thanks to that weird Mischievous that Agatha had. And luckily, that was just the perfect thing to use it on, as I took down the Dusclops. One more Pokemon down before I'm the Pokemon champion. And the last Pokemon my rival sent out was his Gardevoir. This Gardevoir was honestly the perfect stall Pokemon I have ever seen. It had Hypnosis, Future Sight, Psychic, and Imprison. And legitimately, every time it kept using Hypnosis, it would perfectly land. And every time I would wake up, it would use Hypnosis. It kept reading me. I have never seen this type of Gardevoir before, where it literally read me. It killed my Mew, it killed my Blastoise, so it was just only down to Tyranitar with no PP left in any of its moves, and Altaria, who was in the yellow, who wasn't faster than this Gardevoir, which would have probably killed it with a Psychic. So I was out of options, so the only thing I had to do was just stall it with Sandstorm, because luckily in this game, in this generation, Sandstorm never ends. So I could just stall it to death with this Tyranitar that can't get hit by anything, and it had leftovers. And by playing the stall game, I was able to complete my very first Pokemon Randomized Nuzlocke. This Randomized Nuzlocke was actually really fun to try and defeat, and although at times I would die to the usual explosion cheese, it felt so satisfying stalling out that Gardevoir to win the Pokemon League. If you made it this far into the video, I want to thank everyone who is still watching for taking the time to watch me struggle through my very first Pokemon Nuzlocke challenge. This was such a fun experience that I'm already editing 2 more Pokemon challenge videos by the time this one airs. But leave a comment down below on what my next Pokemon challenge should be. I'm always open to ideas from my viewers, and if I decide to use your challenge, I'll even shout you out at the beginning of the video. Until next time everyone, see ya!